So hi, my name is Candis Dyer, and this is Canna Corner. We are live on Cannabis Open Carry Walks every Monday at 7 p.m. From Cannabis Open Carry Walks Facebook page. Today, I am super excited about our guests. We have two coming on. One of them is Russel Langhammer. Y'all know him. He is an amazing guy. Been following him for a long time, and he's a good friend of ours. And then Celeste Miranda with the original CBD Expo. So if y'all can, give me a heart, a thumbs up, make sure the sound is all good and everything, and we will get started. Canna Corner is brought to you by Cannabis Open Carry Walks, The Human Solution International, KM 420 Radio, and WJAE 420. Hi, Bella. Heck yeah, y'all. So while I got y'all here, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the new Canna Corner YouTube channel. We've almost got 50 subscribers. As soon as we get 50, we are giving away a Come and Toke It shirt. So we have all different sizes of these. I can even do a different color if you want. So it's going to be a pretty good little deal, y'all. And what we're going to be doing is all the subscribers that we have, we're going to put them in a box, and we are going to draw a name for the winner. So if you haven't gone yet to the YouTube channel, Canna Corner is the name of it. Go subscribe and share for me, please. As soon as we get to 50 subscribers, we will be doing that giveaway. comeandtokeit.com, y'all. If you want any of these products, you can go to comeandtokeit.com and check out their shirts, lighters, stickers, all kinds of stuff on there. So great business to support, and they sponsor Cannabis Open Carry Walks. Great people. So y'all go check that out. Heck yeah, y'all. So I am going to go ahead and get to it. We are fixing to bring on our first guest. There's a CBD Expo coming up, and she's going to be talking to us about it. It's called the Original CBD Expo Tour. Her name is Celeste Miranda, and she is with Mace Media Group and the founder of and CEO of the Original CBD Expo Tour. So Miranda, I am fixing to go ahead and bring you on, love. Original CBD.
Hey, Candace, how are you?
Hey, love, how are you doing?
Good, I'm good.
Sounds like Farah is calling me. Farah, I'm live right now, so I'll call you back later.
Farah, a drink or something. We'll
yeah. Right. But heck yeah, I'm so happy to be able to talk to you. I know that Karen Reeves hit me up in Messenger, and she's with Team Syntex. And she was letting me know that this expo is going on. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, but Michael Green is going to go in my place.
Awesome.
And so if you want to go ahead and tell the audience about this expo and what we can expect with it.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Candace. So first of all, thank you for having me on. This conference, we didn't even expect really that we would be able to pull off a conference in 2020. Mace Media Group we have the CBD Expo Tour. We usually have about 9 stops every year. But we had canceled pretty much all of them, or postponed them, put them into 21. And of course, Leave It to Texas. They were like, hell no, come on down. So we were like, hey, all right. So yeah, Houston is popping off. We're so excited to board that plane on Wednesday and get down there. And this is actually our 17th CBD Expo. We've been doing it for, yeah, we've been doing it for a few years now, have quite a few stops every year. And, you know, it's turning out to be a lot bigger than we thought, a lot better than we thought. We have over 3,500 people registered to attend. Yeah,
Awesome.
it was crazy. We had to move to a larger ballroom for exhibitors. And so we're really looking forward to it. We've got some great speakers coming in. Also, one of our keynotes is somebody you guys there know well, I think Coleman Hemphill. He's going to keynote. He's the president of HIA. Yeah, Texas, HIA Texas. He's going to keynote on the second day. We've got some really neat local speakers, as well as some great education on the science of cannabinoids and what's going on. And we have a workshop going where Dr. John McKay is teaching about cannabinoid extraction and all kinds of neat stuff going on. So it's going to be a good time for sure. It's going to be fun.
Man, that sounds like a lot of fun. Where is this going to be at in Houston?
Yeah, so it's at Hilton Houston North. And so it's recently renovated. They went through a big renovation. We have the entire hotel. The Expo's taking over the entire hotel, and so going to be a lot of fun. And you know, the after parties are always one of the best parts too. So
Oh yes, that's my favorite parts, the after parties. Heck yeah. So that is going to be on December 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th, and keynote goes on at 9 a.m. on the 11th, and then it goes till I think 4 p.m. the first day, which is the Friday. The Saturday goes to 3 p.m. Same time it opens at 9. You can get tickets on the website cbdexpo.net,
Awesome.
or you can purchase a ticket on site if you want as well.
Cool. That sounds like fun. I'm super sad I'm gonna miss it. I just made too many trips this month. I just can't go. But Michael Green will definitely be going in my place, and he told me he's gonna take lots of good video and pictures, and
awesome.
So I'm looking forward to seeing all that coming back from it. And so one more time, if people want to go get tickets, where do they check you out?
Yeah,
How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, go to cbdexpo.net. Or .com works as well. I just used to say net, but cbdexpo.com.net, either one. Purchase your tickets there. And then if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 877-524-6223. Other than that, we will see you there. We'll have a good time.
Awesome.
And
that sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah, I should put in as well for the people who are wondering, we're following strict CDC guidelines. There's temperature checks at the door, masks required, social distancing, controlled flow, hand sanitizers at all booths. So we are following strict guidelines, but at least we're going to get together for the industry. It'll be a good thing.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that y'all are taking precautions. I know we go to several events with the same, you know, we make sure we wash our hands, and if they require, we want to keep everybody healthy for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and unfortunately, you can't make it, Candis, but we'll see you at the next one.
Oh, definitely. Do you have a story or a reason that you like to use CBD or any THC products that you might use?
Yeah, actually, I do, and that's what most people
like
know
medically, like a reason that you support.
Yeah, I've been in the industry for about 10 years, and that's because 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So I have MS. And one morning I just woke up and couldn't feel anything from my legs down. And Stanford had me on a bunch of muscle relaxers. I couldn't even function. It was horrible. And a friend of mine said, have you tried CBD? Let me send you some of the CBD gum. And I thought, gum, okay. And so, but I tried it, and it only took a short time. My spasticity started to go away, and CBD is what got me off of muscle relaxers. And so today I just do my infusions every month. for my Tysabri and then take CBD. And I do well. I'm doing well. And so I'm grateful for that. And so, yes, very personal story. And we do this for a reason. My staff, my team do this for a reason. And we'll keep doing it until we help that very last person that we can.
That's awesome. I love to hear the stories because I know there's reasons, like we don't just get in this for nothing. There's some kind of passion and story behind it. And that's definitely why I started this show, was to get people's stories out there. So, because they might not be able to relate with my PTSD, but maybe with the story about cancer patient in remission, they would, or you with MS, or so I like to try to get as many stories out there as I can.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And I am looking forward to seeing what all comes back from the expo. And if anybody's in the Houston area, y'all hit up Celeste Miranda.
Thank you. Thank you, Candice, very much. And yeah, we'll see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you, love. You have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. Hell yeah, y'all. So that was Celeste. She's a sweetheart. I love to hear different stories and stuff like that from people. Speaking of different stories, we will be hearing from Russell here shortly. But until we hear from him, I wanted to let everybody know about Ace. She is having another artist showcase in Memphis and in Dallas. And as y'all know, we've gone to a couple of them now, KM420 Radio and Cannabis Open Carry Walks. She's an amazing girl. It's Acery, Kane, and I guess it's Love Messe Sauce, maybe. Entertainment Connected. There's a Connected Artist Showcase featuring South Memphis, Little Mika, Fly Rizzy, and more. The one in Memphis is going to be December 17th, Memphis, Tennessee, and it's going to be at the Annex Event Hall. And then December 18th, Royal Lane Studios in Grand Prairie. Now, y'all, we do this show live every night, or every Monday night at 7 o'clock on Cannabis Open Carry Walks. If y'all miss it, y'all know that you can go to Cannabis Open Carry Walks and watch it again, rewatch it there, rewatch the live, or you can go to our YouTube and go watch it there, or you can catch it on the radio on KM420 Radio on the Mixlr app. And I will be putting the link in there, km420radio.com. It's on, like I said, the Mixlr app or WJAE 420 Radio, y'all. And I believe that's .com too, WJAE 420 radio.com, or maybe there's no radio. Anyway, I'll put the links here at the bottom so that y'all can find it and figure that out. I see Russell has joined us. I told him 7:20, but I am running a little early on that. So Russell, if you are ready, I'm going to go ahead and add you. I hope he's ready. Here he is. Hey, Russell. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
That's great. Can I get you to do a favor and turn down the phone real quick so we don't get that feedback in the back? And y'all, this is Russell. He has a Facebook group called Plants Over Pills. And he is with Cannabis Open Carry Walks, DFW, and DFW Normal. How are you doing today, Russell?
Man, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Candice. It's really good to see you.
Yes, definitely. I've had you on before, but I always love talking to you. You're one of my closest friends with definitely Cannabis family, for sure. And I know you do a whole lot. So I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself to the COCW people.
Okay, guys. My name's Hammer, Russel Langhammer. I live in Dallas. Actually, I live in Oak Cliff, okay? I've been a cannabis activist. I like to say I came out of the cannabis closet. couple years ago,
Uh,
2017, and I met wonderful people like you and your
congratulations.
husband and Farah, and I've hopefully I've helped a lot of people because I used to be an athlete, and now I'm coming back from open heart surgery, and I'm using cannabis, and the cannabis is what's helping me the most. I don't have to take any pharmaceuticals. Now I do have to take heart pharmaceuticals. I take Entresto, and I have to take Lipitor. I think that's because I'm white. You know, you get those genes. Well, I'm German, you know that,
Right,
and
right,
proud German. We've been eating freaking pig meat, whatever, all kinds of fattening stuff. You get, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
No, I
So
get you.
I think it's kind of hereditary.
Yeah, definitely.
The coming out of the cannabis closet was a big, big step for me. Okay, I mean, for so many years I had to lie about it, and it's, as an athlete, we all used it. Okay, and there's a lot of people who are going to say, "Come on, Hammer, you know, don't throw us under the bus." But we did. I mean, we used a lot of different
Right,
drugs, but the cannabis was the one that I enjoyed most. Cannabis always helped me after a football game. Shit, my body would be beat up, man. And I'm going to be honest here, guys. I'm pretty blunt. Tell them, Candace.
oh,
I
yes,
used I
tell
used to
us.
smoke Mexican swag. I didn't know about anything else.
Right,
Seriously.
there wasn't anything else back in the day when we started.
In the 80s, I was a football player and bodybuilder, and I was working for the airlines, and you couldn't talk about it.
Right,
Okay. You just couldn't. As an athlete, you couldn't talk about it, and you damn sure better not talk about it when working for American Airlines. So I
right,
mean, it's the cannabis nightmare. I mean, seriously. The the funny thing is, though, is all the drugs that these doctors put me on when I got hurt.
right,
I I used cannabis to get off those drugs.
definitely.
And now I think that, you know, here in the Metroplex, coming out of the cannabis closet, talking to people, I've made some amazing friends. I've met some really, really good people. And it's just, we're just not stoners. You know what I
You
mean?
really do meet great people. I mean, I can think of like 100 people that I know really close that fight their ass off for this, and
Hey, what?
and man, they're such a blessing.
How's your son?
Oh, he's doing good. I just talked to him today actually, and he wrote another song. He's been singing me, rapping me. He raps songs, and he wrote one for me, and it was pretty cool. I got to hear it today. So,
You know what? That's priceless, Candace. And the fact that he's not in prison anymore for a plant is even
well,
better.
he's in prison, but he got paroled to a drug rehab up in Huntsville, and he's got like I believe 9 months there.
Well, it's better than being where he was, and I'm glad that it's going forward.
Oh yeah,
Nobody belongs
definitely.
in jail for a plant.
No, they don't. They don't.
And
Definitely not.
that's why
And to throw the book at a kid who just turned 18, like it's just crazy. Like they use it for money making. All it is just get people in that slavery system.
but we're changing that, sis. You
Yes.
know that. We are definitely changing. I mean, I talked to Brian Ortega earlier this weekend about how big the DFW Metroplex is. Okay, and we can do so many things. Me and my wife, we love to travel. So whenever I travel, I do cannabis work.
Right.
Let me put this the right way. I incorporate cannabis in all my
Right.
travels.
Oh yeah.
So we go to Buenos Aires, and I met people that I talk to on Facebook now, and through cannabis. Uh, this year we've gone to Germany. We went to Hungary. We went to Budapest. That takes some cojones to go to Budapest with cannabis people, because
Oh,
that's the
I've
thing.
never been there, so I have, but I bet it's crazy.
Well, it's Soviet bloc, and people are like, what are you doing?
Right.
We are trying to free the weed worldwide. I speak the language. Okay. I took advantage working for the airlines all those years. I speak a couple languages. And I mean, here at home, we speak Spanish a lot. So why not take advantage of it? You know? And that's what we're doing. I've been to Buenos Aires,
Right.
and
Definitely.
I passed out COCW at Buenos Aires Airport, at DFW Airport, at Louisville Standerford Airport. Where else? I didn't get to pass any out at Frankfurt. I ran out. But because of the COVID, hopefully we'll get to see each other.
Oh yes, definitely soon. We will soon. I hope things will start opening back up. We need to have some more events. It's getting kind of lonely just sitting here on Zoom all the time.
Well, count me in. You know, if y'all would have been in Crystal Beach, I'd have been there. I got to meet a lot of people a couple weeks ago. Me and Salsa went down to Galveston, just quickie, and we got to meet some really neat people in the cannabis. I mean, I see these people on Facebook, and I see them, you know, on Zoom and all this and that. It's great to meet them.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
It's awesome.
people are like, "Are you the guy who had open heart surgery?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Are you that bodybuilder?" Yeah. Now I'm a cannabis activist. I think I've
Heck
done
yeah.
more. I think I've done more as a cannabis activist to help people than I ever did as an athlete. You know,
Right.
I love working for the airlines, but I'll be honest with you, retirement's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Retirement is awesome, and what you guys are doing with your, you know, with the future thing in Colorado, that's going to help a lot of people that were in my situation, because I became disabled, all right, and I had to wait a long time before I could get that
Right.
pension, and the PTSD and all the just what you're doing. I sponsor. I stand behind 100%. You know that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's bullshit that I hear all the time. People talking about, well, they've got this cancer, and I'm like, well, have you tried Rick Simpson oil? And then I hear, well, I can't afford it, and it's illegal, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you should not die of cancer because you can't afford this life-saving medicine. And it pulls at my heartstrings. And then not only that, but the patients who everybody I hear all the time, well, why don't you just move? Why don't you just move to a legal state and get out of Texas? Number one, I shouldn't have to. I'm born and raised here all my life. My damn state needs to get with the program and give me the medicine I need, period. Number two, I don't know how many people who have thousands of dollars in their bank account that can just up and uproot their whole lives and family from a place they've been their whole life and move somewhere. So if we have enough land, we'll be able to move people out there for a little while. So it's like a halfway point. Like they can go and they can stay a while and get on their feet and be fed and have a place to stay while they look for a job or while they want to continue to help us with the farm or whatever. And then get an apartment, get on their feet. It's just a stepping block to get back, to get to a legal state where they can get their meds and help them with the financial part of it. And then also help them to relocate if they need to, you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about it too. I can't wait. It's going to happen.
I'd like to say I'm very proud of you guys, you and Jason, for doing what you're doing. However, I'm never going to leave Texas.
Right. You shouldn't have to.
I mean, I watched something on Netflix the other night about ZZ Top, all right? And it gave me fucking goosebumps. Those guys love Texas, man. I do. I ain't fucking leaving Texas because of the dumbass laws. Y'all know that. That's why I'm going to stay here. Y'all go ahead and go to Colorado, and I understand it. And I love what you're doing. But guess what? 2021 is a legislative year, and I will be in Austin, not once, but multiple times. And I will be talking about COCW, our agenda. I'll be talking about I'll be repping DFW, DFW Normal. I love Normal. I used
Right.
them to meet you.
Yes,
I
we're
came
great
out of
people.
the closet. I mean, that was the funniest thing. Politically, cannabis is bringing everybody together. I've been watching this fucking joke of an election. All right, and you know, Candace, I hate them all. I do.
I do too. All of them are full of shit.
Exactly. And here's what I sit back and I look and I'm like, all these people are throwing so much hate at each other when we could be putting a bunch of energy into cannabis legalization.
Yeah, they try to keep us divided because divided we're easy to win against. But once we unite and we realize the game and people start seeing what's going on with this two-party system, and
Well,
it's all money making scheme. It really is. I mean,
I think one of the neatest ways to explain my views on, okay, let's use racism. All right. I'm married to a Mexican. I have black, white, I got gays, I got transsexuals in my family. All right. And I now, when I'm the granddad, they look at me kind of differently. And I tell them, look, when I played football, we had Mexicans, we had blacks, we had whites, and nobody understood. No, we were raised a certain way. I was raised in the Midwest, right. Okay, and I got to Texas as quick as I could. so yeah, I like to hunt, I like to fish, I like to carry my guns, but all of us playing football, we knew we had to trust each other. We didn't give a shit about your political values. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. We all cared about one another.
right.
And that's what's eventually going to have to happen here in America. And by God, I'm going to use cannabis. You know, when I was in Germany, everybody kept saying, dude, what the fuck about Trump? And I'm like, you know, actually he's German. And they're like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, there's nothing I can do about Trump. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here
about any of it.
But you know what? Once you deflect that shit and you bring up the cannabis, and everything changes.
Oh,
That's what I like about it. I mean, think about it. I am friends with people that looked at me back in the 80s and 90s and thought I'd never be friends with that guy. He's an egotistical, narcissistic. You know, that I can use every bit of that, Candace.
Yes, you can.
To help us in our fight here in Texas. Because by God, everybody smokes pot. Republicans smoke pot, guys. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah.
They do secretly, just like the fucking Baptists. They go in the freaking closet and do it. But by God, they're going to do it. And think about this. Have you ever gone to a drugstore, a CVS, a Walgreens? You go back to the pharmacy and there's bags of shit just laying around. Okay, what if them in them bags with cannabis? Okay, because I take a drug called dronabinol. Right. A lot of people give me shit about it, but I'm telling you, that drug works when you're on a 12-hour flight to Frankfurt, and not everybody's got Brody Clemens edibles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to edibles. Dronabinol works, people. And I remember the first time I took it, I'm in a pain management because I broke my back. And the doctor was so cool. He goes, you want to smoke cannabis, don't you? I said, dude, I want to smoke fucking pot so bad. And he said, and this was my Baylor doctor, okay? And I'm not going to name any names, but he said, here. And he wrote me a prescription, and I couldn't believe it was $300 for the first prescription.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't care. I took it, and within an hour, I was a different person.
Right.
And I started studying cannabinoids, and I got off all the pain pills. Candace, I was on I don't know, a lot of the people out there in COCW, they probably, I'm just going to be blunt. I took Dilaudid, y'all. When I broke my back, they gave me OxyContin, and I didn't like it. It made me itch and shit. I wasn't a pill popper. They gave me Dilaudid. That's like heroin. Okay. If anybody's ever done heroin, Dilaudid's better. Okay. So I was on that shit for 20 years with a doctor's prescription. I would go every month and fill
Right.
my prescription. They knew me. Hey, Hammer, I never had any problems. When it come time to get off those pills, oh my God.
Yes.
So now
Or
I've got
ever.
I've got a
I
couple
was on
people.
morphine for a while, so I know, and not legally, but I took morphine for a while, and that I can imagine is almost the same withdrawal that you go through with Dilaudid. Like, I couldn't get out of bed for a month.
I
Like,
know
that's
it.
how bad it was. I wanted to die. I really
But
did. Like, it was the worst ever.
when they told me, well, I fell and broke my back in an ice storm in 2000, and they told me you're always going to need help to walk, and I'm like, no, y'all don't know me. But when they gave me those pills, holy shit! I'm gonna be honest, it turned me into fucking an asshole. But
Right?
you're Superman.
Yeah.
You don't care as long as you got those pills. And I carried a fanny pack around, and people watching this that know me, they'll say, "Yeah, damn, you always had a fanny pack." Not only did I have a gun in that fanny pack, I'd have a big bottle of pills, and that's what Texas needs to know. They allow gun owners, concealed handgun license owners,
Yes.
myself, okay? They let you fucking take. And this is the honest to God's truth. They gave me 6 Dilaudid a day, and I'm talking 4 milligrams. That's
Right.
24 milligrams of heroin. 24 milligrams of heroin a day. Now, they also gave me 40 milligrams of benzodiazepine. Value. Okay.
I was on Xanax, so I know exactly what that is.
That is one of the hardest drugs you can get off of. It
It
completely,
is.
it completely changed the person that I was. And now, thank God for Facebook, man. People are going, "Hey, I know you. Hey, wow, you're different. What are you doing now?" Well, I'm retired. I'm a cannabis activist. And I'd say that proudly. I
Yeah.
do. I say I'm a cannabis activist, and cannabis saved my life. It did. Because honestly, okay,
You
me
had
and
us worried there for
you,
a while.
me
You're
and you, yeah. I did one of these interviews in the Methodist hospital, remember?
Yep.
And I told you, oh, I'll be at Crystal Beach. I'll be at Cannafest, and in August I died. They did the 5-way open heart surgery, and I had multiple surgeries,
Yeah.
ablations, and anybody who knows anything about hearts, I'm on my 4th pacemaker.
Right.
I mean, dude, this little machine here, it gives me PTSD because it does everything, Candy. It
Right.
does everything. You know that. You've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I yawn a lot, but thank God for sativa, huh?
Yes, definitely. Oh
I
yeah.
when can we get together? I mean, me and Celsa, we're out of the coronavirus deal.
Right.
She tested positive, and I tested negative. Both of us were sick.
Right.
So we took 2 weeks, and our grandkids didn't even get to see us. And we
Oh,
did everything we did everything possible, but I had these little dudes to play with.
oh, the kitties. I know they're
Nico,
so cute.
Nico and Sherry from Americans for Safe Access, they came over and got 3 little girls yesterday.
Aw.
I never liked cats when I was growing up. He's sitting there thinking I'm eating, so he's begging me for food.
You know, I didn't really like cats either. I'm more of a dog person, but little Bella over here, man, she's just like a dog. She follows me everywhere, and like she does, you got to earn her love. She's not just going to love anybody. Like,
That's the way cats are.
and I love that. Dogs, they don't care. They're going to come and they're going to, just love all over you no matter who you are, especially if they're a puppy. But a cat, you got to kind of like work at them to get them to love you. So they're really cool.
I found out since I become cannabis activist, I'm very, very emotional. And when I was on the pills, man, I was a son of a bitch. They used to call me the ramp Nazi out there at American Airlines.
Right. Well, it takes all your feelings away. Like, Like it makes you not be able to feel. Like that was the one thing about Xanax with me. It's like I used to get so, and like you were just saying, you're allowed to have a gun then, but they don't want to take it away from cannabis or take it away from you if you're smoking cannabis. They think that's a big issue. The gun people do, but it just it doesn't make sense to me. If they're gonna let you drink and
Cops used to, I
take
remember.
all these drugs, like I like took Xanax. I took 31 milligrams Xanax. If they're gonna let people like that have a gun, there should be no reason why cannabis people can't have a gun. They're gonna do everything they can not to shoot you, like that you're gonna take, because everything else makes you not give a fuck. So if I've got a gun in my hand, I'm on 3 Xanax a day, and I'm not giving a fuck. What do you think I'm gonna do with that gun? Like,
Exactly.
but they don't have no problem with that. It's crazy.
Well, eventually, though, they're going to be listening to people like me and you, and they're going to change. The laws are changing. You know that. Look at all the states who were legalized. And congratulations to everybody who did legalize this last November. I mean, that was wonderful. I mean, who was it? Arizona?
Oh, yeah.
I think right off the top of my head,
Arizona.
Utah or South Dakota, somebody. Anytime I see that, man, I get goosebumps. Because honestly, I secretly used cannabis the first time in 1977. Okay, I'll never forget it. I always wanted to get high, and I was afraid. Okay, and my uncle
They
had some
tell you
stuff
it's
called
a gateway
Acapulco
drug,
Gold.
and it's gonna make you psycho, and it's gonna make you have sex with a black person and have babies if you're a white married woman. And oh my God, all the damn racist bullshit they say.
Harry Anslinger back in 1937. That shit worked back in 1937. Okay,
Yes, it did.
I don't see color. You know that. I mean, look at Celeste.
Right.
Me and Celeste, we've been together for a long time, and we're happy. Our kids, we don't see color. We don't fucking see it. It just cracks me up. People come to Oak Cliff and they're like, "Damn, Hammer, everybody knows you over here." Yeah, because I speak Spanish. But when I first came over here, I was treated like an asshole. I was treated like a fucking peckerwood, a cracker. You understand where I live? You've been here.
Right.
And it's like, okay, my financial situation put me in this situation. Now I'm staying over here. And by the way, anybody in the Oak Cliff area, we're going to start having some meetings. Me and my wife does not use cannabis nor use alcohol. She's
My
very, very.
husband doesn't either.
All right. But she supports me.
Yep.
And we're going to try to do.
Yes, they see us more than anybody else. And that's, he has seen, I've been with him since I was 15 years old.
I know it.
I'm 42 now. And he has seen me go from on all those pharmaceuticals and a crazy fucking woman to calm, cool, and collected and someone he can deal with. And he has seen that change. And so, yeah, it's easy for them to support it because they see it firsthand.
My family loves the new me. They do. There's in a movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's a famous line where him and the fat guy, John Candy, is fighting with Steve Martin. And finally he goes, "Well, I like me. And so does my wife." I'm telling you, as a cannabis instead of pills person, my wife loves me because of it. She stuck by me too. That's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't stick together. You and Jason, y'all been through the bullshit. Oh, yeah. I mean, we lift each other up. And that's another thing I want to mention. Here in the cannabis community, the closer we get to legalization, we have to stick together. We have to lift each other up. I'm so proud of what you guys do. Seriously, I am very proud of what you guys do. That's why I was attracted to all this shit. And people looked at me like, "Who's this short-haired fucking cop?" That was what they looked at me like, and I'm like, oh. Now they know. Hey man, I make my own fucking dabs.
Nah. Hell yeah.
Doing
You're
dabs.
a great guy, and I'm so glad we got to meet each other. Definitely. So
I'm-
let me ask you about if people want to get a hold of you, if they don't know who you are. I know a lot of us do, but some don't. And if they want to get a hold of you for our radio listeners as well, how do they find you?
You can find me on Instagram or Facebook. And unfortunately, I've almost hit the 5,000 mark. I'm trying to figure out how you can just message me on Facebook. Because I mean, how many friends do you really talk to on a daily basis? So
Right.
you can find me on Instagram. All right. I have a YouTube channel, Russel Langhammer. If you want me to ever come and talk or explain how I used cannabis to get off pharmaceuticals, give me a call. My email is Russel Langhammer 24 at gmail.com. Okay. That's RussellLanghammer 24, my football number, at gmail.com. And Candace, I want to tell you something. Because of COCW, my football brothers that I played college and high school football with, they still use cannabis, but they won't talk about it. They won't, because they vote, they're Trump people. All right. And I'll be honest with you. I don't care your political views. All I care about is cannabis, y'all. Cannabis. Cannabis.
Definitely. Definitely. You were mentioning not being able to say anything and that you are in the cannabis closet. And that is another thing that I totally understand. A lot of people don't know that my daddy is a preacher, a Pentecostal preacher at that.
Hell
So
yeah.
I definitely know what it's like to come out as a cannabis user and hide it all this time. But, it's a God-given plant and it's not as dangerous as people think.
They
And
can't
more
put us.
people should come out.
Well, they can't put
Because
us all there.
exactly. The more people that come out and talk about their experience with it and share their stories like you are here today, the more people's eyes will open and they'll be able to realize that you were lied to by your government for a long time. And cannabis is not this evil monster that's going to come grab your family and I'll cause them all to be addicted to drugs. It is not a gateway drug. It is
We
an
were
exit
also,
drug for many from pharmaceuticals like yourself.
what we were lied to from the pharmaceuticals wanted us to be lied to. I mean, the doctors, Candy, I know my cardiologist is the best at Baylor. Right? He's famous, Dr. Benjer. He's from India and he wasn't brainwashed by big pharma over here. He came over here because he's so good with hearts. All right. Look, I mean, look at me. He knows that I use Rick Simpson oil and he condones it. He's like, do it, man. Whatever makes you happy. Do what you got to do, Hammer. I like your style. And the fact that I'm traveling, I mean, think about it. They gave me last rights last March, remember?
Yes, I do.
People were taking up a collection
Remember,
for
we
my
were all
funeral because we didn't have enough money for my back. People were taking up collection on GoFundMe. And look at me now. I'm working out. I'm a complete different person. And I wanted to mention something. The cannabis world always thinks about just weed and flower. Okay. I also like concentrates a whole bunch. You know what I mean? And
yes.
I never knew
And
what.
edibles. There's lots of different ways you can consume cannabis.
Well, I also use
Right. Yeah, you don't have to smoke it.
CBD dabs. All right. You know about that. I talked to you about that in person.
Oh yeah, that's a Trippy Treats container.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Trippy Treats. And they
I
help.
know, because I got some.
See, hey, the Christmas party that they have every year at DFW, they're not having that this year. Are you guys doing anything with COCW?
I think we're supposed to be having a 3-year anniversary party.
How come?
February 3rd. I believe it's going to be in Austin because that's our halfway point uh, from all over Texas. Like, you know what I mean? It's easiest for all of us to get to Austin and not have to travel as far.
Too,
We're planning on renting a house. And we're just trying to wait and see how many people are going to be coming. And we're just going to do, like, instead of having a party for everybody, like the public this year, we're going to kind of do a family COCW concert fun night, weekend, whatever, in at a bed and breakfast thing with some music and all kinds of stuff. KM420 radio is helping us with that. And so you're hearing it here first.
I like that. KM420. I did an interview with Farrah here at the table, and I ate a big old mushroom.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I ate a big old mushroom before the interview, and it was it was the greatest interview I'd ever made. Hey.
Oh wow, I bet.
We could, you know what we could do?
I finally tried mushrooms.
What'd you think?
What's that?
What'd you think about the mushrooms?
Oh, I was just saying I finally tried mushrooms. Well, I liked it. It was great, but I should have waited till the next day because I just did like 2 events back to back and I was so tired. And then I came home and took about a gram of mushrooms and I loved the way I felt and everything, but I was just so tired that I was like, oh, just wanted to go to bed. I was exhausted. So I should have probably waited until the next day to do it.
I started with them in January, a 1/4 gram a day. And in college, I did them and I would laugh my ass off. But I mean, I went to college in Kentucky. They're pretty hard to find in Kentucky. Okay.
Right.
So it's not something I was used to. When I heard they were good for PTSD after all the shocks and everything, what happened last year, I told her I got to get my hands on some. So in Oregon, Oregon and Washington and California.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, hey,
let
me try it. And I have made some real progress in my relationships with my family. And I mean, you see how much I love my wife. I never had any problems there, but she sits back and she's like, you're so different. And I'm like, well, hey, what do you think? And she's like, I like it. Keep doing it. So I take like a 1/4 gram twice a day, and the Rick Simpson oil keeps me, pain free. The CBD's got my heart back to it. It shrank a lot. My heart was swollen, and I had dilated cardiomyopathy. So what they did, and they would always give me this water pills and stuff like that, anti-inflammatories. No. All I use CBD.
Yeah, it's an anti-inflammatory and it helps with so many different kind of pains. And that would definitely be one of those, the heart swelling.
Anxiety too.
Oh yeah. PTSD. I am so hoping that Texas, at least this legislation, which I will be there with you. I'm not moving to Colorado just yet, but definitely hoping to at least see them put PTSD on that qualifying.
Well, I think a lot's going to change now because, I mean, like I said, here we go. Politically, people are opening their eyes and cannabis is accepted because of what we do. All right. Seriously. I mean,
educate the public.
Yeah, you got to educate the public. And by you guys actually going to the police department over in Burleson, that opened up a lot of eyes, Seriously, that first time I met you guys, that's what you were doing. And I'm like, hell yeah. It was hotter than shit. You guys were out there.
Oh yeah. People were like, what?
Mm-hmm. And
the police station. What are you?
That's when I finally ran back into Eddie Maddox because he was helping you guys,
Edward,
and
yes.
I got some pictures the other day of me and Eddie. He was sitting right here at the table with Ollie, and Ollie goes, he's Santa Claus. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's Santa Claus, all right.
Yeah, that is.
Pictures. I miss Eddie,
I know, I miss him too, man. We spent the last time I got to spend some good quality time with him was at the psychedelic conference. He sat at my booth pretty much the whole time, fucked up on shrooms, and we just had a blast. I love him to death. He is an amazing guy.
He didn't want a pacemaker. You know, he needed a pacemaker.
Yeah.
That's why he told me. He was over here one night, and my pacemaker fucking zapped me. I never forget it. And he sat there at the door because he wasn't going to let the ambulance guy in. He was going to let him get me. He didn't want to come in the house. You know why?
Right.
So he's
Right,
like,
right.
man, he said, I don't want, he said, Hammer, I don't want to go through this shit. I go, Eddie, I know, but I want to live. And he's like, man, if I got to live with the machine, Hammer, that's not cool for me. I said, that's cool. And that, me and Angelina were talking about that on Facebook the other day. He went out the way he wanted to go out on his terms.
And he was happy, man.
He didn't like living in Paris, though.
Yeah, he was a great guy. I love him. And we miss you, Edward. I know you're still looking down on us with pops and rooting for us to get legalized, and we will get it done.
But you know what? I want to shout out to the black market. All right. You know, they've saved our butts many, many times. Trippy Treats, all the people out there who take the risk, all the people out there who go to Colorado and Oklahoma and they take the risk to come back. I want to thank them. Seriously.
Yep.
I never knew what was it? Hydro, what they call it back in the day? Hydro bud. I never did that shit until I came out of the closet. And then I realized why and how to grow it. I learned so much, Candace.
Right.
I've learned.
Yes,
so
if it wasn't for the black
much.
market and the people who take that risk, patients like us couldn't get our meds. And that's another thing that I get so mad at hearing people. They're like, well, he shouldn't have been selling weed and he wouldn't be in jail. And I'm like, look, there was once a time when a black person couldn't sit where a white person sat. That was a law. That was a bad fucking law. Just like this law is a bad fucking law.
I was born in the 60s, all right?
Right.
When it first started. I mean, I was the only white guy in the backfield in college. All right. That's progress.
Right.
I mean, I had a big slap in the face when me and my wife started dating. And she don't like me talking about her but you know, I'm the only white guy in a Mexican family. And man, I tell you what, I couldn't be happier. I'm proud to be able to speak Spanish.
We're all the same. We're all there. Color doesn't matter. Like, we're all the same. You got taught, depending on what area you grew up in. Like, we grew up in Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's always, to me, been a mixed place to be in. Like, I went to school with all different color. Oh, you didn't? Even in Dallas?
I didn't go to school in Dallas, honey. My mom moved us to a small town in southeast Missouri to hide us from the Nazis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, you know, my family were all Nazis, and then the U.S. government brought them over here. And
you know, my daughter was asking me this, and I'm going to go ahead and say it since I've got you on here. My daughter was asking me the other day. She's learning about Hitler and the Nazis. And she comes to me and she says, is Hitler a Nazi? And I said, yes. And she goes, so are all Nazis racist then? And I said, no. And she goes, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's kind of like this. I said, just because a white person did something bad, does that mean that all white people are bad? And she goes, no. And I said, okay, then there's your answer.
As a kid growing up, I went to an all white school. Okay. And I remember we had 2 black kids, and both those guys, one of them stayed there and became a cop.
And I'm sorry, I think I said that wrong. I meant German, not all Nazis, but you knew what I meant.
I know exactly what you meant. But see, I wasn't allowed to speak it.
Right.
And now that's why I'm proud to be able to. I mean, working at the airlines, I'm glad I got to use it. But now, what people don't realize, Amsterdam, all right, Dutch and German are like speaking Texan and New York, okay? They just use different words. I can use that to benefit because now I got good friends and some really good ties with people over there. that did what we did, and they got it legalized for patients over there. My buddy Gunther, I want you to do an interview with him. We'll have to figure out the time deal, but he's up for doing interviews. He speaks perfect English. He speaks perfect English, but he was the first one back in 2006 to take on the German government because they pulled him over and he tested positive. What the Germans do, you want to talk about Nazis? Listen to this. The police over there, when they pull you over, they don't ask you if you've been drinking. They take your blood. They take your blood right to the needle. And it tells THC, alcohol, and they put him in jail because he tested positive for THC. And he said, "This is not
and it lasts 30 days. He didn't even have to have smoked it then."
Thank you. So, and guess what? He won.
Good.
So,
and yes, I would love to have him come on. With Mike Wise, what we did is we pre-recorded the show for him.
Oh, okay.
Because it was the same issue, the time different. So we can do a pre-record to where it's a better time for him.
Hey, he with the COVID, he's going crazy right now. But see, people like him, he followed me during my heart episode, last year. Right. We're the same age. He's German, but he came over here to Texas to live for a while. All right. And I grew up here. So we started talking and he's like, "Hey man, come and visit me." We went over there. Now we're like brothers. Me and Celeste loved it. They treated us like family. Plus I got to see my family. I killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right.
I've made some really, really good friends in the cannabis industry in Germany, Austria. Shout out to everybody that are following me. Hello, Deutschland. Hello, zusammen. It's real late over there now. Let's see what time. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning in Germany. But still, I never sleep. I'm in so much pain half the time I'm up. I'm like, thank God for fire sticks,
Right.
Celeste will be like, "Go to sleep." She'll go sleep in another room. I can't sleep. Thank God cannabis helps me sleep too. I gotta admit.
Right.
When I needed to go to sleep after back surgery, they would give me hydroxyzine or fuck that, man. I would go out and smoke a bowl of that Mexican ragweed, and I was fine.
Right.
I can't even find that. The last person that smoked that with me was Edward.
Oh yeah.
Well, we living over here in Oak Cliff.
Right.
We found some. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of stems and seeds and shit in it. He's like, "Hammer, I love that, man." I'm like, I won't touch that shit now. But I've had plenty of seed explode in my face.
Right. Yeah, definitely. We love the seeds, don't we?
Out there in COCW land, they know what I'm talking about, don't they?
Well, hell yeah, Russell. It's getting to be about 8 o'clock now. I know I had a wonderful time speaking with you. One last time, how do people get a hold of you on Gmail or?
Russel Langhammer 24 at gmail.com. Instagram. MeWe. MeWe. Yeah, I forgot about MeWe. Sometimes MeWe is just a little bit, you'll be going through and all of a sudden dong hits you in the face. And Celeste was like, "What's that?"
But it's not censored, which is why people are going over there because they're so tired of Facebook censorship.
But you know what? How many times have you been banned?
We're on a blackout on COCW still, like we've been on that forever now. And like just now I was telling everybody I can't share this. Like it gives me the option to copy the link.
I'll share it.
That's it. So it's going to make me wait till I'm off live to share it because it doesn't want us to get reach. And I'm on the verge of fixing to put Canna Corner on Candis Dyer page because of that very reason. Like maybe it will be able to get shared better there. And then I'll just share it to Cannabis Open Carry Walks after it.
Anything I can do to make it better, let me know, sweetheart.
Thank you very much, Russell. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Tell your wife I said hi and I love her.
All right. And do you do the same with your family?
You have an amazing night.
And I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. I want to see you. I miss you.
Yes, we're gonna have to get together sometime.
Okay, doke. Thanks,
Hit me
sweetheart.
up. We'll figure it out.
Auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Have a good fun. Have a great holiday.
Happy holidays. Bye
Auf
bye.
Wiedersehen. Bye-bye.
Hell yeah. We love Russell. He's amazing. I met him about 3 years ago. I'm not quite sure where. We went to a lot of events together, but it was at an event I met him at, and he's just a great guy, y'all. Y'all go check him out on Plants Over Pills blog, and like and chat. Actually shared it to this page and my page, so y'all can find it over on there too if you can't find it when you look it up. Okay, I did want to talk about one thing. I know I'm running a little late, but that's okay. As you know, he just said happy holidays. It's the holiday season, y'all. If y'all don't know, I lost my mom right around Christmas time to suicide. And man, holidays can be a really bad thing for some people. So I just wanted to take a minute and reach out to everyone and say, if you know somebody that gets depressed or down, please go check on them, make sure they're okay. If you are dealing with suicide, it may be something that suicidal thoughts, it may be something that you feel that will fix everything. Like, well, I won't have to deal with this anymore, and my family will be better off without me. And let me tell you from experience, that is not true. Yes, you may feel better because you don't feel anymore, but your family is left to miss you. And man, so if you are one of those people who are dealing with suicide, reach out to somebody, y'all. It's never the answer. You are putting your hurt on your family that loves you. They'll never, ever get over it. Never. And you don't want to do that to people. You know what I mean? So reach out if you know somebody that's dealing with depression. And if you are dealing with depression, reach out, because sometimes you just need to talk with somebody, you know what I mean? So if any one of you out there needs somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. And please remember to check on your family and friends. Another thing, Canna Corner YouTube, almost at 50 subscribers. One last time, and we're going to take all those subscribers and we're going to put them in a box once it hits 50, and I'm going to be giving away a Come and Toke It shirt. Thank you, Come and Toke It, for the donation. Y'all go find it at comeandtokeit.com. Any of their products that they have, great small business. And one last time, big shout out to our sponsors. Thank you, Cannabis Open Carry Walks. Thank you, The Human Solution International. Thank you, KM420 Radio. And thank you, Wendy Love Edge and WJAE 420 Radio. You can find them on the Mixler at km420radio.com. And Wendy Love Edges is WJAE420.com. Go find it and listen. They both are wonderful cannabis activists, and they educate the public on the benefit of cannabis. And as well as, if you missed this show, you can catch it again on Sundays at 2 and 6 on KM420 Radio, and on Thursdays at 4:20 on WJAE 420 Radio. So you can always go back there and check it out if you missed it. So big shout out to our sponsors. Thank y'all very much. And that's gonna go ahead and call it a night. Peace, y'all.